Peace, all man, the lights out there. For tuning in to the Star and You. It's Junus. Please subscribe, like the page, and share it for others. Hope all y'all doing y'all best out there and being blessed out there. Definitely. Today we're gonna talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Yes, the Carters. Let's get into it. Jay-Z, he was born December 4th, 1969. This makes him a Sagittarius. Beyonce, she's born September 4th, 1981. She's a Virgo. With Jay-Z being a Sagittarius, she's gonna be a fire sign. And Beyonce, she's an earth sign. They tend to say that fire and earth, they don't match. There's a lot of friction, you know. If you strike a match and just put it on the floor, it just puts out easily. And it takes a lot for them to fuse together. But over time, with Beyonce being in Jay-Z's life, you'll notice that his fire will be stable. They always say earth stables the fire, and this matures them. And also too, they're both mutable signs. With them being mutable signs, they actually be very flexible and have a lot of things in common when it comes to diversity. You know what I'm saying? They won't be so stubborn. They'll agree to each other's words, actions, and what they want to do to evolve and make certain moves together. And also too, you gotta realize the fact as well. Jay-Z being a Sagittarius, a fire sign. Beyonce, she's ruled by the planet Mercury. And you know Mercury also rules Gemini. And Gemini is in opposition of Sagittarius. So this is why sometimes you'll see Sagittarius and Virgos have this strong compatibility together. Beyonce being ruled by this planet, she's gonna know how to express herself and communicate really well with Jay-Z. Jay-Z being a Sagittarius, he's already a sign that likes to be free and wears his feelings on his shoulders. So even if they're going through tough times, it'll still be a bit more easy for them to get certain things off their chest in order for them to move on eventually. All signs got their flaws, and you know Jay-Z being a Sagittarius, half man, half centaur, half man, half beast, if you want to see it esoterically. And you know Beyonce represents the Virgo, the perfectionist one. You know Jay-Z went through that evolution, you know, from his past history into where he is today. You know, trying to humane himself and understand life and evolve accordingly with a significant other despite what happened in the past. And there's one thing that's very positive, Beyonce being a Virgo. So, you know, Virgo being ruled by Mercury. Mercury's about change. You also see this change and involvement once Jay-Z got into her hands, you know, and they worked together through that eye. You know, at their highest form, as a Sagittarius and Virgo, they complement each other really well. You know, Sagittarius being the sign of ambition, being ruled by Jupiter. And you know, Virgo is always one of the best, having that perfectionist attitude about them. And also on top of that too, they're the type of sign that likes status. You know, they don't settle for less with their persona. And you know, Jay-Z moving through the ranks accordingly as he did, you know, spiritually, however he was guided. You know, that 4 vibration we'll talk about later, you know, put him in a position now where he met his queen. And that Virgo energy, seeing accomplished Sagittarius who's not flip-floppy, and you know, very aware of his ambitions and goals, you know, it's like a perfect match accordingly for both of them and where they at with their status and what they do in their profession and career. It's actually a good match, an interesting match, you know, seeing the Sagittarius and Virgo together as entertainers and a couple. Both these signs complement well actually in the entertainment business, you know, especially with Beyonce. One, as a Virgo, Virgos are perfectionists and do their best to work hard at their craft, which you definitely can see with Beyonce. And they know that in order to get to where they have to go to, you know, they gotta be practical, you know, make sense of things, and be realistic and be very consistent. And Beyonce was definitely consistent when it came to the career path and how she moved, as you can see where she's at presently. And though they could say, you know, Virgos could be super analytical, it's definitely not a thing, you know, when it comes to their life path, you know, especially what they want in life, you know. They may make mistakes here and there, but however though, they're straight to the money, and especially with what they want to do. And they work hard and diligently until they get to that point, you know, where they feel accomplished. And definitely Beyonce can see this through her patterns and how she moves. But also you see with her being ruled by Mercury, Mercury rules Gemini. And you know, Gemini, you know, they make quite the characters, you know, like Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, you know, Andre 3000, just to name a few. So they're very charismatic, have a lot of persona, and like Biggie Smalls. So when it comes to Beyonce, you're gonna see she's gonna be quite the entertainer because it's Mercury energy. But also the names I just mentioned too, you notice that they're very fashionable in the industry, which Beyonce definitely knows a thing or two about, right? You know, that positive aspect of Mercury being the planet of communication. One thing Beyonce definitely does well is sing to the people and communicate and express her feelings for other people to relate to. And that's one that's very positive for her to go in that particular profession as a Virgo. You know, she's gonna be very charismatic, but also too, she has a meticulous nature about her. So for her also being born the 4th, and 4 is a very, creative, this is actually gonna complement that meticulous nature for her to be very unique and one of a kind. So all this comes together with that Mercury energy and her being a Virgo. And also you gotta keep in mind too, of her being an earth sign, she's gonna be grounded, very solid. And when it comes to Virgos, they possess a lot of loyalty, which is great for her in her profession as an entertainer. She's always gonna make sure she drops solid on material, especially with that perfectionist Virgo nature she has within her. So the fans are always gonna expect a particular quality from her consistently. And it's actually gonna carry through times. And Virgos also, they have a classy nature about them. So whatever she puts out there is gonna stand the test of times and she'll never sell herself short. And when it comes to, Jay-Z, half man, half horse, being ruled by Sagittarius. As a hip-hop artist, it definitely suits him. Like I said before, when it comes to Sagittarius, they have that Peter Pan syndrome type of effect, where they're always youthful. And when it comes to hip-hop, the lyricism or rap, whatever your take is, you know what I'm saying? It always gravitates towards a young crowd. And Sagittarius having this Peter Pan syndrome type of effect within their nature is positive for a person like Jay-Z. When it comes to Sagittarius, they have a young, vibrant, optimistic energy about them. So when it comes to Jay-Z being a Sagittarius, the crowd is just naturally gonna vibrate to this when they hear his voice on the mic. But ever on the other side, remember, with him being half man, half horse, the man part represents the mature aspect about him, the upper body, superior worlds. So this is gonna have the philosophical aspect to him, so people can see the maturity aspect about him and gravitate towards that too. So there's a balance there. So it's definitely a positive aspect that he actually came out fully developed around 27 with a rap career and took it seriously then. Because Sagittarius, sometimes they mature a little later, so they gotta go through certain experiences, grow and develop, and then present themselves to the world. If that's what they want to do, or so, in order for them to succeed in whatever they partake in, for their career to be successful. Sagittarius, they're spendthrifters, and there's definitely no doubt about that. Jay-Z's definitely been flashy through his career, but this is something that attracts the youth. He knows it, but it's just something naturally that's within the sign itself too, as well. So it's actually positive with him coming to the rap career, present himself and being marketable in this aspect. I'm not saying, to be spendthrift and spend your money and be flashy and like it's positive, you gotta definitely be conservative. But however though, young people, sometimes they tend to be less conservative and try to enjoy life. And Jay-Z just presents this, especially as a fire sign. Fire signs tend to be rebellious and pretty free. So with that aspect, they don't really like the 9-to-5 type of thing. They're the kind of sign that like to work for themselves. So Jay-Z kind of puts out this kind of energy and within his confidence that you could do it too and be your self-owned made man. So there's something very positive with the mature aspect of him being a Sagittarius but still having that youthful energy internally. And also too, when it comes to Sagittarius, unfortunately, the one thing that they would like internally is to be heard. With this philosophical energy that they have, where they have all these thoughts that are really abstract. Hence is why they relate well with Aquarius, and on a spiritual level really well with Pisces too, because they have the morale aspect within them. But as far as the want to be heard, it's not always received because of their lack of maturity. But when they are mature and get to a certain point, they definitely will be. And this is very positive for Jay-Z as a Sagittarius, being free, being able to say whatever he wants to on the mic. Definitely positive, and it also relates with the youth, giving off this energy. So being diligent, consistent, and not flip-floppy, allow him to get to a point where he could be free of his voice and present his philosophical thoughts on the mic for others to hear. So think that's definitely dope that he had that consistency and he vibrated positively as a Sagittarius.